That's different. What's going on, y'all? I'm just looking at some stuff. Hold on, we finna get this thing started real quick. How y'all doing out there? Yeah. I'm just fucking with y'all, man. What's good?
The K9 we reported on just.
All right. Now. All right, let's start this thing off, man. Hope everybody doing good today. Let me see. And we are off. What is good with y'all, man? What's going on, man? It's your boy PG the Hustler, man. You know what it is. New episode of Talking Shit, episode 72. I hope everybody had a good week out there, man. There's been a lot of shit going on. A lot of weird shit, man. A lot of cool ass movies, man. I just got done watching that. They clone Tyrone. Everybody go watch that shit. That shit dope. That shit cool. It's on Netflix right now. Jamie Foxx, Jason Boyega. Man, it go hard, man. Kiefer Sutherland. It's pretty dope. Anyway, man, y'all ain't come here for no fucking movie reviews, man. Y'all came here to hear me talk some shit. So, everybody know what's going on, man. With the if you haven't heard, the police released a K9 on a black dude. They was stopping a truck for a fucking mud flap. I don't know since when, maybe. I guess maybe mud flaps are a mandatory. Y'all truck drivers, all my truck driver people, man, y'all let me know what's cracking, man. What's happening, man? What's happening, Duran? What's happening? What's good with you? I see y'all. Y'all let me know, man. Y'all truck drivers, man, let me know. Maybe mud flaps, you gotta have them on there or not. Maybe they mandatory. But to stop somebody for a mud flap, I don't get that. But anyway, let's roll that shit, man. Let's go.
A few days ago, who unlawfully was told to attack an unarmed individual. Well, we have an update. Let me remind you of the video. Here it is.
Come to me! You don't want bit! On the ground, you're gonna get bit. Come to me, man!
Do not let them, don't release the dog. Do not release the dog with his hands up. Do not release the dog with his hands up. Do not release the dog with his hands up. Don't. Do not. Get the dog off of it. Get the dog off of it.
Fuck them up.
Get out the dog! What's the cab? What's the cab? Get the cab!
Get the dog off.
You heard that man screaming, man? Look at the lady. Look at the lady. She walking back like, what the fuck?
Put your hand back. Give me your hand.
Boy, that nigga crying like a baby.
An investigation has now been launched into why a Circleville, Ohio police K9
Oh man, that was
deployed
Ohio.
to attack a semi-truck
Making us
driver,
look bad every day.
23-year-old
We finna be up there with
Jadarius
Florida in
Rose,
a minute.
who was complying with orders. He was on his knees with his hands in the air. You do not have a more defenseless pose than that. A police trooper can be heard in the video repeatedly yelling, "Do not release the dog with his hands up." The dog, however, was let loose and attacked Mr. Rose, grabbing his arm as he screamed, "Get it off." Officers rushed to pull the dog off of Mr. Rose. I want to say this about the troopers. There are two jurisdictions involved. The troopers are the ones saying, don't release the dog with his hands up, okay? These other guys are coming because initially there was a call for backup, but they canceled that call. They no longer needed any backup whatsoever. The man was out of the truck. The man was complying. The man was being lawful. No need. They pull up any damn way.
Yep.
Not only do they pull up, they get out of their vehicles. They bring the K9. And the officer who had command, meaning the man yelling, don't release the dog with his hands up. The man who had command was directly disobeyed by the other cop. Put it up, full mass. The Circleville PD said the city's use of force review board is now conducting an investigation. The highway police had initially identified the K9 officer as Circleville officer R. Speakman. Circleville officers or officials would not say if Speakman has or will be placed on leave during the investigation. Body cam of Rose's arrest was not released to the public until Friday, July 21st. But the footage had been obtained by local outlet, the Valley Guardian, prior, and showed the K9 initially being held back by Speakman. All right, let's put up the screenshot. Troopers were still yelling, get on the ground or you're going to get bit. All right. This July 4th encounter unfolded after Rose allegedly led officers from several law enforcement agencies on a highway chase. It remained unclear Sunday why Rose did not immediately pull over when troopers initially ordered him to. Let me give you background on the incident report. The incident began at about 9:30 a.m. according to the report on July 4th as troopers from the State Highway Police Department's Motor Carrier Enforcement Inspector Unit attempted to pull Rose over on westbound US Route 35 for what they described as an alleged traffic defect violation. Rose's vehicle was missing a mud flap. That's what that was, according to an initial incident report released by the State Highway Police. Rose allegedly refused to pull over and led troopers on a chase through 2 counties. I activated my marked patrol vehicle light, bar, and siren, but the suspect failed to stop. I drove in the left lane and along the left side of the vehicle in an attempt to get the driver's attention. The driver would not make eye contact and did not acknowledge me, the trooper wrote in the report. As the chase shifted onto US Route 23, the big rig forced a trooper to swerve off the right side of the road to avoid contact, according to the report. Troopers placed stop sticks or spike strips on the roadway ahead of the chase and blew out the tires, forcing him to pull over on Route 23 in Pickaway County and surrender. Let me give you the arrest details. Rose was taken into custody and troopers immediately performed first aid on him. They waited for paramedics to arrive, according to the statement. Rose was treated at a hospital and released into custody of the State Highway Police. He was booked at the Ross County Jail on charges of failure to comply, a 4th-degree felony, according to online records. Rose has been released from the county jail. It is unclear if he has hired an attorney. Now, it really doesn't matter what the allegation is against Mr. Rose. It doesn't matter. At the time of the deployed K9, Mr. Rose was compliant, okay? Now, let's go to what he was actually charged with. He was charged with not complying to the traffic stop. He wasn't charged with having drugs inside of his vehicle. He wasn't charged because he had a felony warrant after his arrest or he had a gun and he was threatening to kill somebody. Once again, doesn't matter at the time of the attack, but to give you just insight into the full scenario, we don't know why Mr. Rose did not pull over. We do know he's innocent until proven guilty, and we also know that he did not deserve to be attacked by a K9 after it was clear to every officer involved, you do not deploy a K9 with hands up. And here's another dynamic. the person handling the canine, guess what they must receive before being able to handle a police canine? Training. They have to receive specialized canine training.
No doubt.
Which means as the officer in command is yelling, don't deploy.
Get y'all cups if y'all
the dog with his hands up. The man who had control of the canine was more than aware of what the rules were. All right, sharing thoughts.
It's appalling. And
all right, so y'all let me know, man. Drop that shit in the comments, man. What y'all think about this shit? Them letting this dog loose. I'm going to go back to what I said before. And I always say that shit. I think they play some kind of game. Without going too deep, I think they say they play some kind of fucking game where they see who can get away with brutalizing or, you know, fucking over black folks, minorities, not just black people, Latinos, Asians, anybody who is a minority. I believe that they have like bounties or they play fucking games with this shit. And I think this shit was just part of a game. He clearly told that nigga to leave the damn dog where he was and don't release him. Everybody heard that shit. He did that shit because he wanted to, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. That shit, fuck them. I don't like that shit. That's some bullshit, man. So, anyway. Moving on, next topic.
Launch your printing business.
Like, man, please let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Drop that shit, man. If y'all, DM me, man, if y'all see that shit. If y'all on Facebook, if y'all on the book or whatever, man, and Instagram, man, DM me that shit, man. Tell me what you think, man.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning to our witnesses who are testifying today. I want to thank each of you for being here to discuss a topic of grave importance to our national security. Earlier this year, a Chinese spy balloon was shot down off the coast of my home state of South Carolina. Since the Roswell incident in 1947, many Americans have wondered about the dangers of unknown objects crisscrossing our skies. Whether these are UAPs or weather phenomena, advanced technology from American allied or enemy forces, or something more out of this world. So my first question, I have several questions, and if we can just be quick on these first two, I'm going to ask each of you the same question, and then I'll get to each of you individually.
This should be interesting. I want to see
the first one, when you reported your experiences with a UAP, did any of you face any repercussions with your superiors, yes or no?
No.
No. I've actually never seen anything personally, believe it or not. So.
All right. And then do you believe there's an active disinformation campaign within our government to deny existence of UAPs, yes or no?
I don't have an answer to that.
As previously stated publicly, yes.
I think previously with like Project Blue Book, yes, but currently I don't speak for the United States government.
Okay, thank you. I have a few questions for Mr. Graves. What percentage of UAP sightings, in your belief, go unreported by our pilots?
This is an approximation based off of my personal experience speaking with a number of pilots, but I would estimate we're somewhere near 5% reporting, perhaps.
So like 95% basically don't report seeing UAPs?
That's just my personal estimate.
In the incident off Virginia Beach, do you believe the Navy took the danger to your aircraft seriously after it was reported?
Absolutely.
A few questions for Mr. Favor. As an expert naval aviator, have you ever seen an object that looked and moved like the Tic Tac UAP?
No.
Did the Tic Tac UAP move in such a way that defied the laws of physics?
The way we understand them, yes.
Many dismiss UAP reports as classified weapons testing by our own government, but in your experience as a pilot, does our government typically test advanced weapon systems right next to multi-million-dollar jets without informing our pilots?
No, we have test ranges for that.
It took over 15 years for your encounter with the Tic Tac to be declassified. Do you feel there was a good reason to prevent lawmakers from having access to this footage?
No, I just think it was ignored when it happened.
Talking shit about y'all, I'm just saying.
Somewhere in a file. Never got reported.
In between a lot of
in
shit.
A drawer. It happens a lot
saying
up here.
some
Shocker. Mr. Gresh, a couple of questions for you too, sir, this morning. What percentage of UAPs do you feel are adequately investigated by the U.S. government? Of the 5% that are reported.
I can only speak for my personal leadership over at NGA. I tried to look at every report that came through that I could triage. So,
do you believe that officials at the highest levels of our national security apparatus have unlawfully withheld information from Congress and subverted our oversight authority?
There are certain elected leaders that had more information that I'm not sure what they've shared with certain Gang of Eight members or et cetera, but certainly I would not be surprised.
Okay. You've stated that the government is in possession of potentially non-human spacecraft. Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So, and you may or may not be able to answer my last question, and maybe we get into a skiff at the next hearing that we have.
But who
in the government, either what agency, sub-agency, what contractors, who should be called into the next hearing about UAPs, either in a public setting or even in a private setting? And you probably can't name names, but what agencies or organizations, contractors, et cetera, do we need to call in to get these questions answered, whether it's about funding, what programs are happening, and what's out there?
I can give you a specific cooperative and hostile witness list of specific individuals that were in those.
And how soon can we get that list?
I'm happy to provide that to you after the hearing.
Super. Thank you. And I yield back.
Wow.
Wow. Sadie did, and now she has my plan.
Y'all ain't listening to that shit. Y'all ain't listening to that shit right there. So, I mean, where do I go from here, man? Honestly, how can I go into this without being I don't know what you conspiratorists. I don't know. I don't know, man, how I can go into this without doing it, man. Okay, look, this is what I feel. This is what I think about this shit, man. I don't know personally if there are extraterrestrials. I do believe, however, that we are not the only life forms in this solar system. So, with that being said, I don't believe everything I fucking see. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe everything I hear, and I only believe half of what I see. Okay? This little meeting, I don't know if this was put on to make it seem like scare tactic type shit, or if this shit is real. But if I'll tell you one thing, if this shit is real, man, listen, that shit gonna be wild. Like, if them motherfuckers ever come through here, touch down here, man, that shit is gonna be fucking nuts. And everybody who was saying all this time that they was out there gonna be looking crazy, and it's just gonna be, I don't know, it's gonna be funny, man. It's gonna be real weird. I think it's gonna be real weird. It's gonna get real weird if they do drop down, man. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about that shit. Like this is something I think we need to have a whole show on, man. Like I really enjoy this topic. It's something that I can go in depths about and deep. I think we really need to have a full show about that, man. Y'all let me know if y'all want to sit down and have a round table, man. All my folks, man, let me know. Reach out. Let me know if y'all want to sit down and do some different shit, man. But let me know what y'all think about that shit, man. Talk some shit to me, man, about that these fucking aliens and shit, man. Niggas said they found some shit, they got some shit. They can't talk about some shit. It kind of seemed, man, I'm at a thing like I just need to see some shit. I need to see some shit. And then when I see the shit, I need to know it ain't fake or from some fucking movie thing. Like, I need it, man, people do a lot of shit, man, now with all kind of shit, man. Movies and special effects, makeup. I don't know. It's gonna really be hard to believe unless we see them motherfuckers come down and talk to us, man, on some real shit, or try to, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
Well, the family chef was found dead. The bombers were not there at the time. We're learning more about what happened. DeMarco Morgan has the details. Good morning, DeMarco.
Good morning, guys. Talk about a tragedy here. The husband and father of two went missing about 100 feet offshore Sunday evening. His body wouldn't be recovered until the following day. The Obamas saying they now join the victim's family and those who knew him in grieving the loss of Tafari Campbell.
African-American male on a paddleboard, no life preserver.
This morning, tragedy unfolding near the Obama family's Martha's Vineyard estate. Police recovering the body of 45-year-old Tafari Campbell, a beloved personal chef and friend of the former president and first lady. The call for help came in Sunday evening for the missing paddleboarder, who witnesses tell police was last seen wearing all black before they eventually lost eye contact with him.
A 40-year-old male, possible drowning.
Campbell's paddleboard and hat would surface, but no sign of Campbell. Then, the unimaginable. The husband and father of two found dead 100 feet from shore at a depth of about 8 feet in the Edgartown Great Pond. Police say divers found his body by deploying a side-scan sonar from a boat. Campbell first worked as a sous chef for the Obamas at the White House.
Gotta keep it under lock and key.
Seen here brewing beer in this White House video.
What you do is you take the beer bottle.
Now authorities investigating the drowning. Campbell was on the vineyard visiting. The Obamas were not there at the time of the incident. Mr. and Mrs. Obama releasing a statement calling him a warm, fun, extraordinary, kind person who made all of our lives a little brighter, adding he was a talented sous chef at the White House. He's been part of our lives ever since, and our hearts are broken that he's gone. Campbell is survived by his wife and their twin boys. The couple's Instagram posts over the years showing their close relationship and tight-knit family.
And state and local police are investigating the incident. And guys, if you go to his Instagram page, it was full of life and personality. This is a loss right here.
Man, rest in peace, man.
We're thinking of his wife and his twin boys right now. All right, DeMarco.
Rest in peace, man. That shit is crazy, yo. Kind of seemed like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I hate to be a conspiracist, man. But y'all do remember like a couple, if y'all follow my episodes, if not, go back. A couple episodes ago, they found somebody driving around their house, and this motherfucker was armed to the teeth. He had grenades, he had explosives. This motherfucker had handguns, assault rifles. I think he had a sniper rifle in that bitch. I mean, we really, like, y'all motherfuckers, I can't even use the W word, but y'all motherfuckers need to open your eyes up, man, to what's really going on out here, and that how these motherfuckers really got some shit going on, and it's some undercover type shit, and we not even paying attention. Motherfuckers not paying attention. Some of us are, but a lot of motherfuckers ain't paying attention, man. And I think that shit is wild, because it's right there in front of our fucking noses, man. And like I said, I hate to be a conspiracist and shit, but I think it's something bigger at stake. I mean, paddleboarding, like you drown in 8 feet. He went paddleboarding. Now we know black people don't usually swim, but I don't get it that he drowned in 8 feet of water and he didn't have a life preserver on and he was on a paddle boat by himself. It just don't add up. Y'all take a minute and think about that shit real quick. I've been on paddle boats before. Sure, y'all been on paddle boats before. They not really... They don't really put paddle boats in real deep water for that purpose. Like, paddle boats, I mean, of course, everything sink, but a paddle boat, and nobody was with you. I don't like that type of shit. That's weird, man. The more you think about it, the more you sit back and just actually really think about it. A paddle boat on a lake. Weird. Y'all know what to do. I mean, what the fuck is this shit? Children locked in a cage.
Disturbing video as police rescue 2 small children discovered locked in a cage. The 2 adults who live there now behind bars themselves. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Brian Loftus.
I'm Denise Valdez. 8 News Now investigator David Sharns first told you about those arrests. Now he has video you're seeing first on 8 News Now. David?
And we do want to warn you that this video is hard to watch. Police say they found 6 children, all under the age of 11, all showing signs of child abuse. 2 locked in that cage, and one of them with injuries so bad, police say his father thought the boy was dead.
Hey, it's Metro Police. We just want to make sure everything's okay.
A Metro Police officer's body camera rolls as she and her partner try to get into this extended stay unit.
Can we get a third unit to our location?
Officers are outside the door on Valley View near Flamingo after meeting up with 33-year-old Amanda Stamper and 31-year-old Travis Doss at this store across the street. According to grand jury transcripts, Stamper told police Doss had sent her a photo of his 11-year-old son, saying he believed he had beaten the child so hard he was deceased inside this cage.
You already talked to your parents, okay? You need to open the door so we can talk to you.
Officers are talking to a child behind the door who refuses to remove the security chain. You can hear the small voice.
We want to make sure you guys aren't hurt.
We're not hurt. We're fine.
I can't leave until I physically see you, sweetie. Please answer the door.
After about 10 minutes, a maintenance worker convinces the child to let the officers in. The adults cross the threshold, finding the 6 children alone, 2 padlocked in a small cage.
Hi, guys.
Oh, no. Oh, no, nigga, padlocked? Is that a dog in there with them? Oh no, there's 2 kids in the cage.
Okay, call it for animal control.
Officers struggle to open the lock.
You're 9, sweetie. Okay.
Cutting it and freeing the 2 young boys. One badly beaten and severely malnourished, with swollen eyes, open wounds, and scars.
Oh, baby, come on. Okay, sweetie.
Police lead the children into daylight. Several of the 6 telling police their father said never open the door for strangers.
Sweetheart, it's okay. I'm okay, baby. It's okay.
The badly injured child saying on video he hadn't eaten in days and that his father would hit him with belts, cords, and according to police, this pan. A detective telling the grand jury he kept saying that he was always hungry, that he needed big food because he was a big boy now, and that he would have to share like 1 large fry from McDonald's with his 6 siblings.
I hit my face on the cage because I was squished up trying to get out of the cage because I had all this noise and I was freaking out.
A prosecutor to a detective. Did the 11-year-old mention to you how often he was locked in the dog cage? He said all day, every day. he said too long.
Not a bad kid. This is just a really crappy situation, okay? And we're gonna get you some help, and this is not gonna happen again.
Have mercy.
That child survived, but we do not know right now where he or his siblings are. We are told they are all doing okay. The two adults charged have pleaded not guilty. We asked to speak with the officer there who saw the compassion from her and the other officer who helped her. Metro declined our interview request, citing the ongoing court case. I'm David Sharns, 8 News Now.
Man, listen. Sick. Fucking sick. Piece of fucking shit. 2 pieces of shit. They deserve the piece of shit award. I think I'm gonna start doing that. They definitely deserve a piece of shit award. I don't know what kind of fucking excuse or explanation you could come up with I'm man, I'm in my head trying to figure out. That's why I'm tripping, because I'm trying to figure out what in the fuck possessed these people to do some stupid shit like this. Everybody know I love the kids, man. Hustle love the kids, man. You motherfuckers, personally, for me, I believe you motherfuckers need to fry. Y'all motherfuckers need to go to jail for a long motherfucking time. Fuck y'all. Fuck your mentality. Fuck your mama mentality. Fuck your daddy mentality. Fuck everything about you for you to do this shit to them fucking kids. You splitting a large motherfucking raggedy ass McDonald's fry between 6 kids, niggas? You fucking crazy? And bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? These kids came out, I'm assuming, all these kids is yours and they came out of you. What the fuck is wrong with you? Y'all about as stupid as this bitch that's up on the motherfucking screen right here. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all know I talk my shit, man. Y'all about as stupid as this bitch. This bitch. I think I brung y'all this shit last week. Again. Well, I think I did. I don't know. If not, I didn't put it up. It's back. And I'm done talking about this shit. This is the last motherfucking time I'm putting this bitch on my motherfucking show. Let's roll this stupid ass shit.
Public confession in the mysterious disappearance of Carly Russell.
There was no kidnapping.
Hoover's police chief reading a statement on Monday provided by Russell's attorney on behalf of the 25-year-old nursing student.
My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area.
Every nigga in America knows she didn't see no fucking baby on the side of the road.
For days, the investigation captured national attention, but skepticism quickly grew when police were unable to verify her story.
Where do you think she went, and how would you characterize what happened here?
That's the $100 question.
Earlier this month, Russell went missing for just over 48 hours after calling 911 to report a toddler walking alone on the interstate.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there's a kid just walking by themselves.
In her initial statement to police, Russell claimed that she was abducted by a man with orange hair and a woman who brought her to a home, forced her to undress, and took nude photos of her. Throughout the investigation, police say they found no evidence of an abandoned toddler, also detailing internet searches made by Russell shortly before the incident, including what's the cost of an Amber Alert, a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville, and the 2008 film about an abduction, Talkin.
My client apologizes for her actions to this community. We ask for your prayers for Carly as she addresses her issues and attempts
Fuck
to
her.
move forward,
Fuck her.
understanding that she made a mistake in this matter.
And not like
Now,
how she
no
won't.
charges have been filed, though police say they are in conversations with the Jefferson County DA's office right now about possible criminal charges. As for Russell's boyfriend, he posted on Facebook about the false narrative, saying he was blindsided by it and the entire family was reacting, Craig, out of love and genuine concern, and they are, quote, disgusted by the entire outcome of the situation. Craig.
All right, Sam Brock for us there.
Man.
Sam, thank you.
Hey. Fuck that bitch. Oh, shit. I ain't got my what's names up today, man. I'm freestyling, man. I ain't got my little actions and shit up, man. I can't fuck with y'all today. But man, like I said, that's the last time I'm talking about that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want. Let's go into this next shit. See what the fuck going on down in Georgia, man, with these fucking chemicals and shit, man. In the fucking water. I don't know what the fuck. Let me see. Let's see what this shit. I don't even, like I said, y'all know how we do. I just watch this shit. Production give them to me and I watch this shit. And I talk my shit about these shit. So I don't even know what this one about. Measure the impact of Georgia's water consumption.
Toxins could be unknowingly impacting thousands of North Georgia families.
Well, we're talking about PFAS or forever chemicals. Those have been linked to cancer, low birth weights, and high blood pressure, too. Take a look at this map. All those dots you see show water treatment plants that have tested positive for forever chemicals. And under the new limits being considered by the EPA, these plants would be over the safety limit.
Investigative reporter Andy Parati is live on a river in Rome, 70 miles northwest of Atlanta, where the state discovered high levels of these chemicals years ago. So, Andy, the city took action, but some residents want more done, right?
Yeah, that's right, guys. We are on the Oostanala River, and while it looks like the perfect place to be on a hot summer afternoon, state and city officials say it's been unsafe for years. Now, residents want to know whether using this river for its drinking water for decades.
Bitch, I ain't drinking that shit.
Health. We traveled hundreds
That's what
of
you
miles
niggas in Atlanta drinking?
for answers.
Oh, I know you niggas tripping.
Thank you, babe. Buckled?
Callie Swafford takes us on the road near the North
That's why
Georgia
y'all so
mountains
goddamn
in
crazy
search
down there,
of an
man.
essential resource, clean water.
It's just what we've had to do and what we feel is like our best option.
It's a 20-minute drive from her home outside Rome, Georgia, in her minivan.
You ready, baby girl? Let's go.
A routine Callie says is necessary to ensure her family's drinking water is safe after the state discovered high levels of a cancer-causing toxin in a river Rome used for its drinking water 8 years ago.
It feels very third world, especially like I said when my daughter was a baby and I would have her strapped to my back and I'm 20 minutes away collecting water so that we can feel safer.
To respond to the contamination, the city shut down its primary water intake facility in 2016, using another river for its water. It's also building a new multi-million-dollar plant that will eventually remove the toxin.
Some things ain't right.
Of concern for fluoralkyl,
water stores
or
around,
PFAS
man.
for
Got the
short,
Culligan man out there,
used by
bitch.
carpet manufacturers upstream and deposited into the Oostanala River for decades, linked to high blood pressure, cancer, and birth defects.
We don't know the complete scope of how this will affect our bodies, how it will affect our babies. I just want to know, is there as much cause for concern as what is being presented?
To find out,
looking at 54 minutes of flying time.
Atlanta News First traveled hundreds of miles to a North Carolina city that uncovered a similar problem in its water in 2017.
Our pleasure to welcome you to Wilmington. River local time is 11:21.
And how it took action could serve as a roadmap to how Georgia might respond.
This is the Cape Fear River. It provides drinking water to the city of Wilmington and other communities. And just like the city of Rome, its source of contamination is upstream, linked to a company that dumped PFAS into its water for decades.
Families and experts are still trying to figure out the impact of chemicals, including
one group of chemicals known as PFOS. The levels in our drinking water are higher than the new minimum goal.
Quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of quietness and silence. Everybody deserves a right to know what's going on.
So this is the Northeast Cape Fear.
Kemp Burdett is head of the Cape Fear River Watch, an environmental watchdog group.
Over 500,000 people were all impacted. They all found out on the same day that their drinking water supply was contaminated. It was contaminated by a toxic, dangerous compound, and that there was nothing we could do about it.
To measure the impact, Burdett and hundreds of Wilmington area residents took part in a study conducted by North Carolina State University to test their blood for the toxin. The results,
that Fat Boy
it
rag, man.
detected
Summertime, y'all better
PFAS
get
in
that.
almost everyone who participated, no matter where they live. Burdett's blood among the most contaminated in the entire study.
Certainly shocking and certainly kind of terrifying.
Sanjay Bedish is Kim's doctor.
Which is
and
alarming.
that motherfucking Atlanta heat, that dirty ass water.
He is at much higher risk
that face like that, boy.
of certain medical conditions. So we worry about hypertension, we worry about kidney cancer, renal cancer, testicular cancer.
Dr. Bedish's blood results also revealed high levels of PFAS. While concerned, he says the results arm him and his patients with important information on how to respond, including increased medical screenings to catch potential illnesses early.
Without that information, without the blood testing and urine testing to see what individuals' levels are, you're just sort of driving blind.
Kim's results hit close to home. His father died from kidney cancer last year, a disease directly linked to the toxin.
Damn!
Both drank Wilmington's water laced with PFAS for years.
Do you feel like you have this ticking time bomb in your body and you don't know whether it's going to go off or not? Yeah, that is a very good description, a ticking time bomb. So every time I get a weird sensation, every time I don't feel great, and always in the back of my mind I'm going, well, you know, maybe that's kidney cancer or maybe that's testicular cancer.
Back in Rome, Georgia, Callie wants a similar study conducted here. She believes she and her neighbor's blood are already contaminated, but she won't be getting help from this state. The Georgia Department of Public Health telling us it does not have plans at this time to conduct testing in affected areas.
This is like one of our favorite spots, isn't it?
Residents looking for answers to learn how years of ingesting contaminated water may have impacted them and future generations.
I think that calls for a health emergency, 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
Back here live on the Oostenaula River in Rome, Georgia, and while the CDC says that most of us have some levels of PFAS in our blood, researchers still recommend getting your blood tested if you know you've been exposed to high levels of PFAS, just like Rome residents, Georgians have. And that includes the head of the Environmental Sciences Department at the University of Georgia. Live on the Oostenaula River, Andy Parati, Atlanta News First.
I'm sure there are a lot of people right now that have a lot to think about because of that reporting. Andy, thank you.
Hey, man, look, check this out.
Launch your printing business during Racoma's independent.
For years.
Do you ever feel like you're living a life?
For years. For years, man. Me and my family have been on, like, spring water, like... We don't drink no faucet water, no regular water. So, this kind of thing, I don't know all the way. My California folks gonna have to chime in, man. My nigga Kev, man. Stizzle, chime in, man. Tap in. The water was fucked up in Cali for a minute, or something was wrong. All I know is when I got to Cali, they was just saying, we don't fuck with no faucet water, none of that shit, no drinking water. We get reverse osmosis, or we go to the water stores. There's water stores everywhere. That's what's puzzling me about this whole situation with her and this thing going on, because I'm wondering, like, I get it. And this is what I be saying about media, man. I think they do some shit to make stories, or to develop stories or to make story, put 20 on 10. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't care where you at in America. There's a water store somewhere. There's a Culligan somewhere. If even not that, there's a fucking Walmart somewhere. You can't tell me that lady ain't got a Walmart somewhere where she can go and get either bottled water or go get them same jugs that she filling up. If she spend a couple dollars, go get them jugs. She'll have fresh, clean drinking water. The machine costs $100. That's 4-5 trips of gas for her that she could, you know what I'm saying? That shit costs $100. Get that shit, put that shit up in your crib, and you got clean drinking water by a case. Refill them bottles. Them bottles get old and crunchy. Throw them motherfuckers away. Buy some new ones or recycle. You know what I'm saying? And buy some new ones. Easy shit, man. Easy shit to get around. Like to get by with this type of shit. Like to get man. I mean, and when I was young, my mom used to boil the water for clean drinking water. Like, it's certain things, man, like motherfuckers just being lazy. Turn that motherfucking faucet on, putting the glass under that bitch, drinking it. And I'm not gonna say that's your fault, but bless your heart. Anyway, moving on. Spend no more time on that shit right there either.
You know that you could get.
I don't know, nigga. You trying to sell something to me.
Is the host of the television show The Verdict with Judge Hatchett, and it is her daughter-in-law in that piece who died after that C-section at Cedars-Sinai Hospital. Her son, Charles, who sued the hospital for wrongful death. That case eventually settled, right, Judge Hatchett? Yeah, but not settling enough because, just listening to your son, you know, he was there. He was the advocate.
He was
for your daughter-in-law. Yes. He asked the questions, and he made the observations.
He did.
Yet, he and you as a family felt that you had the information to also share that there was negligent care happening here.
That was my favorite judge.
Kira wasn't getting the assistance that she wanted. But did you know that right away? You know, within hours she would die after that C-section.
Right.
But, you know, did you see right in front of your faces what was happening?
Yeah.
But was it piecing together later, reflecting?
No, it was happening right then, Fred. I was there, Charles was there, her mother, we were all there. And what happened is that Charles saw the blood in the catheter first and started asking questions. Kira's aunt, who's like a second mother, is a nurse, and so she was there. I left the hospital after a point because I had the 19-month-old and we moved back to the condo. But what I was told before I left is that the doctor may have nicked her bladder and they would go in and repair it, and at most it would take 15 minutes, right? Oh, no. And so since we'd been there for so long with this little one, I left, and I carried so much guilt for years after that because I was if I had known, if I had been able to rely on what they told me. But all of what they told me was not true. She was internally bleeding. And when Charles has said, when they went in, Fred, there were 3.5 liters of blood. She was a size 2 on a good day. I mean, and she was in great health.
Yeah, looking at those pictures, she's vibrant.
And she's beautiful
fit,
inside and out. Marathon runner. She skydived. She had a pilot's license. I mean, she was a remarkable woman.
Wow.
And never ever did I think that we'd walk into that hospital and never walk out without her. And I considered myself to be knowledgeable, but I did not know 7 years ago that this was not just unique to Kira. I knew that something was wrong. They didn't respond to her. There was a basis for a lawsuit. You know, I'm a mom, I'm a grandmom, and I'm also a lawyer, so I had all of these things kind of coming together.
Damn, I didn't know.
But what I will tell you is that this is outrageous. And the numbers that we're seeing don't paint the full picture, because every hospital is not required to report all of these statistics. I could not be happier now, that's not quite the right word, that the federal government has stepped in. But the real question is why has it taken 7 years?
Well, is it your family's experience that has helped be the impetus of getting this in federal investigation or getting this kind of attention? Because for a very long time, just as you alluded to, there have been many testimonies and people who have said there is disparity in care, particularly as you talk about Black maternal health care. But now, following the settlement and your son's pursuit of justice with Cedars-Sinai Hospital, and now this federal probe, what is different here? What do you and how do you think your family's experience helped push this along?
Well, I think first of all, and I'll be to tell you, CNN was one of the first people that had me on the air right after she died, to tell the story and to get the story out there. And I think the fact that we've had the ability to have this kind of platform for the last 7 years has made a big difference. We've spent a lot of time in Washington. Charles has been all over the country lobbying. But this is the difference now. The federal government coming in is unprecedented. We have never seen the Civil Rights Division of HHS launch this kind of investigation. What does that mean? That means that they can then hold up federal funding to that hospital. And the reality is that sometimes it takes money to get people's attention.
That's right.
I'm insulted, frankly, that Cedars put out this statement. We're concerned. Well, what have you done? Well, we've given $2.2 million to different organizations. That is minuscule. It's not enough, and it hasn't been systemic change. But now that HHS has opened this investigation, it will not just mean that Cedars-Sinai will have to be held accountable, but hospitals all over this country.
And what does it mean to you that Cedars-Sinai, through our reporting with Stephanie Elam there, that the hospital says it has been resolved, but there is no admission that they did anything wrong?
And that was part, and all of that is sealed. But the truth is that she went in healthy. They botched it. She was butchered. The autopsy is very clear about that. And that she was allowed to hemorrhage, not for an hour or 2 hours, but for 10 hours before they got her back to the OR. She never left the recovery area, so they knew that something was wrong. But instead of getting her back,
was telling them something's wrong.
Something's wrong here. And they were giving her transfusions as opposed to, there was an MRI ordered stacked.
Oh my God, this
at 6:30.
doctor.
It never happened, Fred. Had they done that, they would have seen that she was bleeding internally and her life would have been saved. It was negligence all the way. The other piece is that this was her second C-section. The cut time should have been anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes to go back in through the original scar. How long did it take?
What's the answer?
The answer, it was less than 4 minutes.
Oh, Lord.
He butchered her.
Wow. Oh, Lord.
He butchered her. And to have little boys say, well, why can't my mommy come home from heaven?
These are two little boys, Langston
and Charles V. And they are remarkable.
Who are now just 8 and 7.
Yes, so 7, Langston turned 7 because Kira's been gone now for 7 years in April. And it's taken us this long to get there. But we don't want any other families, friend, to experience the horrific pain that our family has gone through.
Damn.
Because there's no amount of money, no amount of settlement that get it back.
Yeah, it won't bring
but we
Kira
think
back.
that this is going to save other lives.
How's Charles doing?
He's doing great. He is strong. He is an advocate. He is in Washington. He's been in state capitals all over this country. He made it his point at her funeral to say we have to change our pain, turn our pain into purpose, and that's what he's done.
You all are doing that. I mean, Judge Glenda Hatchett, so good to see you. I mean,
Thank
of
you.
course, not under these circumstances. I know when you told me about it back in 2016
Right.
that this had happened, but the details, of course,
Right.
weren't revealed at the time. But my heart goes out to all of you. But
You've
you
been
have
so
advocated
wonderful.
for so many.
You've been so wonderful. And thank you for allowing me to come today, because I want people to understand what this really means. That this really is a turning
seismic.
point. This is. And so to the Biden administration, I have to say kudos to HHS. It took a long time, but we are at this point now, and this is going to be a major point that we can look back and we're going to see the tide turn.
We're wishing the best for you, the entire family, and of course, the health and welfare of all mothers, birthing mothers, and their children.
Wow. So listen, man. All I want to say is that man, is that all of my men out there, my real men, my fathers, my dads, all y'all out there, man, y'all women, y'all wives, your girlfriends, when they are going through that pregnancy process, be there with them at all times, man. That is your child. That's your seed. Especially if you know it's yours. That's another show. But anyway, be there for her. Be there for that child. Make sure that both of them come out. Because, based on statistics, us as a people, like I said, this goes back to that other shit at the top of the show, man. Every time, and not to skip around, man, but that's just how it works. Anyway, let me finish this. Protect your girls, protect your queens, protect, your seeds, your children. Protect them. You know what I'm saying? This shit is unfortunate that, it's unfortunate, but I'm glad that, her son is doing what it takes. Charles is coming out and lobbying for this because these doctors not giving a fuck about us, y'all. Like, they really not, man. When shit don't seem right, it ain't right. Go with your first mind, go with your gut. When them motherfuckers trying to get you on shit, get you on pills and medicine and want to do this and do that, man, don't do it. Press the issue. If you know you don't need that shit, don't do it. If something happens like this, if you see shit during a procedure and you watching the doctor and you watching your spouse give birth and something ain't right, nigga, press the fucking issue. Like, for real. Like, I don't give a fuck. Let them niggas know if anything happen, I'm on y'all motherfucking ass. Press that issue and I bet you they get right or do what they supposed to do. When you know. You cannot stand back passive on this shit, man. You gotta step up and you gotta press the issue on some of this shit, man. Because these motherfuckers, like I said, going back to the top of the show, now I can reach, now I can touch that, now I can go back there. You know what I'm saying? I done finished that. So going back to the top of the show, I feel like it's a fucking silent war on us, bro. On black people, on our kind, man. This is a prominent judge, a prominent family, and they lose a daughter-in-law. She had a pilot license, like she was like the shit. Like first lady type shit. She was doing her fucking thing. And she's no longer here because of some stupid ass motherfucking doctor, bro. Press the fucking issue, man. Please, don't let these motherfuckers do that shit to you. There's a fucking war on us, man. I don't give a fuck. Y'all can say I'm a conspiracy. At this point, I don't give a fuck, really. Y'all can say I'm a conspiracy, man. Look at all this shit going on. They killing us. They getting off. They don't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit ain't never changed. It's just really getting worse. You know what I'm saying? These white motherfuckers acting like they was gonna overthrow the goddamn White House and the government. Nigga, they think they can do anything. Any motherfucker with a mentality like that is dangerous. Not necessarily dangerous, but you need to watch them. Because they definitely can be stopped. They not that dangerous. They not as fucking dangerous as they think. But you got to keep your motherfucking head on the swivel. All of us do. We got to stay motherfucking grounded. We got to stay motherfucking assertive on that shit, and we gotta stay cognizant of what the fuck is going on when it's going on around us, man. And I'm for real about that shit. Like, I stand on that shit, like, really, for real. Anyway, man, y'all drop that shit in the comments about how y'all feel about that shit. If y'all feel that, because to me, I think when any black person is attacked wrong or handled unprofessionally or handled mishappily, like the last story, like Judge Hatchett's daughter-in-law, like the nigga that they just released the dog on that nigga, George Floyd. I could just name anybody. Any nigga, pick anybody, nigga. Thousands of names out there, nigga. Pick anybody, nigga. When we done like that, bro, when we are being done like that, it's something different going on, man. And you motherfuckers is sitting up here worrying about what the next nigga think about y'all. And that's not who you need to be worried about. Because while you think about what the next nigga thinking about you, these motherfuckers is taking out and devising a plan and motherfucking trying to take your ass out. Period. And y'all can laugh at me. But until you get put in that situation, I've been in situations where I had to handle correctly because I was like, wow, like this is weird. Until you get put in that fucking situation, you ain't gonna understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway, man, move on. Because y'all niggas ain't ready for that conversation, man. That's why I do a talking shit show, because y'all ain't ready for a deep conversation. Because you motherfuckers is too sensitive and too opinionated. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just realizing the facts. So, it is what it is. Like I said, man, moving on, man. Let's see what the fuck going on. Sonny hosting Flames, Jay Aldean. I don't know who the fuck.
Television is removing country singer Jason Aldean's song, Try That in a Small Town, from its rotation amidst growing backlash. The song, which contains violent news footage and provocative lyrics, sparked controversy and accusations of promoting violence.
Jason Aldean,
many celebrities and musicians are calling him out. The View's Sonny Hostin explains why Aldean's video choices were intentional.
Him the benefit of the doubt, and I'm pleased that you are, and I'm pleased that you are.
You do agree that he should be allowed to say whatever he wants.
Because as a lawyer, when I put my legal hat on, I don't believe in censorship. Right. However, this man is from Macon, Georgia. My father's from Augusta, Georgia, and Macon, Georgia. I spent many summers there. Yeah, both. I spent many summers there. It is one of the most racist places in this country. So don't tell me that he knew nothing about what that imagery meant and what he. So I don't give him the benefit.
But I'm saying, along with him, more people should also be held accountable. The other thing is that what was evoked for me, which was, you're not going to get out of this town, are those sundown don't let the sun
areas
go down on your ass.
Because there were times when black people, my mother's in the audience today, thank you for coming.
I'm telling you, I love production.
And
they put
my
this
mother
shit together
and father,
so good.
because they were an interracial couple, were run
all this
out
shit
of
is what I'm
South
talking
Carolina
about,
by
man.
the KKK.
Listen up. Listen the fuck up.
And my father is still scarred from that experience, and you are still scarred from that experience. So
We're
don't
all
tell
still
That
scarred.
song
so
is a
don't tell
motherfucking
me
what's the
that
name,
not
man?
only
That's the
was he
way they
aware
fucking
of
talk
what he
to
was
each
doing
other.
by using that imagery, he embraces that imagery. And unfortunately, this became the #1 song
I be really being
on
cool, but
US
I really meant it.
iTunes. We have a
Niggas who
problem
know
in this
me
country
know.
about race, and the biggest
Stizzle,
problem
you better
is
tell these
we
motherfuckers something.
refuse to admit that
brother
it
right there.
exists.
Well, don't
He know.
Thank you, Sonny. Because in that song,
I don't play that
Aldean
shit,
calls
man.
out the 2020 Black
be
Lives
cool.
Matter
I don't be really
protests
saying too much
after the
shit
deaths
about
of
nothing,
George
man.
Floyd, and threatens for protesters to try that in his small town. By the way, shout out to the 10th anniversary of Black Lives Matter around the country this weekend. I was in Los Angeles with a frequent guest here at Roland Martin, Unfiltered, part of the Black Lives Matter LA coalition out there. And it's very important to understand that, he's challenging that. Here are a few of the lyrics. Let's look at his lyrics. Quote, sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, carjack an old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. Y'all think it's cool? Well, act like a fool if you like, cuss out a cop, spit in his face. stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. The music video for Try That in a Small Town was filmed in front of the Maury County Courthouse, where the 1946 Columbia race riot began. It's not too far from Nashville, actually. And about 20 black boys and men were lynched, further drawing criticism and raising concerns about the message. Pulling the song from CMT's rotation comes after widespread criticism from online users and advocacy groups. Aldean defended the song, saying that the references made are, quote, not only meritless but dangerous. He posted this take on Twitter. In the past 24 hours, I've been accused of releasing a pro-lynching song, a song that has been out since May, and was subject to the comparison that I, direct quote, was not too pleased with the nationwide Black Lives Matter protests. There is not a single lyric in the song that references race or points to it. There isn't a single video clip that isn't real news footage. And while I can try and respect others to have their own interpretations of a song with music, this one has gone too far. So I guess you don't want people to try in a small town, but you can't say it with your chest. Racy,
fuck you,
help
Jason.
Us. Wrestle with this country music man who's decided that you shouldn't try that in a small town, but he can't own up to what he said. I don't know. Let me get out of your way. What you got to say about this, Racy?
Well, you do make a good point. Billy Badass can't even stand 10 toes down in his funky ass little song. He sounded like RFK Jr. to me, right? Like, you laid out the evidence, and then he turned around and said, oh no, everybody got it wrong. I don't fucking think so. Don't try what in a small town? What? What do y'all have going on that's so great? Let's talk about poverty. Let's talk about y'all missing teeth. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to shame people for missing teeth, getting their legs amputated because they ain't got no hospitals because they keep voting Republican who's shutting down all the rural hospitals. Let's talk about a lot of stuff. Y'all got violence. Y'all got poverty. Y'all ain't got no jobs. You ain't got shit to do. That's why you got time to make this raggedy song to gas up people while you live in your mansion somewhere, I don't know, Nashville or Beverly Hills, who knows where you live. You gassing up the small town people to really inflict violence against each other because a lot of these small towns ain't got nobody but white people in it going at it with each other. And so I just think it's really funny how you're Billy Badass in the lyrics, but you don't have that same energy when it's time to answer to what you're putting out there in the universe. Okay?
Absolutely.
The small towns ain't all that great, and ain't nobody trying to try it in your small town because ain't nobody trying to move. So you're all right, Jason Aldean.
Fuck your small town, nigga.
My unfiltered video in just one moment.
Fuck your motherfucking small town, nigga. Nobody give a fuck about no Jason Aldean. The fuck is this, a Newport commercial?
And kids with marketing for menthol cigarettes.
Sleep.
It's had a devastating impact.
That's funny as hell. Ha! Anyway, man. Don't nobody give a fuck about no Jason Aldean and his... Anyway, before I go off and get triggered and shit, I probably need to have my shit up, boy. This is a show. I need to have my shit up. Anyway. Y'all need to pay attention. I'm about to go listen to the song. I'm going to give it one fucking spin, and that's it. I'm going to give it one spin because I want to listen to it and dissect it. And you know what? I should do that with y'all. But I don't want to get him a pub like that. Man, fuck that. I'm going to do that on my own anyway. Fuck that. Yeah, nah, fuck that. But anyway, don't nobody give a fuck about no Jason Aldean and his shit. That shit was a fucking subliminal fucking song to all these white folks. Like she said, to inflict violence. That shit was corny as hell. And I'm glad they pulled that shit. That's what you get for trying to make a fucking racist ass motherfucking song, nigga. You thought you was gonna rally the fucking troops, you bitch ass nigga. Fuck you. Anyway, let's see what they doing the Big Ma. See what they sitting up here at. I think I seen the rest of this one. Or the last part of this shit.
You know, 90 plus, year-old black woman.
Let's run.
Remember the, 90 plus, year-old black woman that they've been trying to kick out of her home, a big developer? Well, celebrities have united. Put up a picture full mask. I love it when a plan comes together. In an update, a group of black celebrities and others have come to the aid of 93-year-old Josephine Wright, who is trying to fight off developers she says are threatening her land in Hilton Head, South Carolina. NBA star Kyrie Irving donated $40,000 to the GoFundMe. This GoFundMe was created to raise money for her legal fees. Singer Fantasia has shown her public support as well. Filmmaker Tyler Perry also shared Wright's story on Instagram saying, quote, "Please tell me where to show up and where you need to help you fight." Keep those pictures up. Now I will say this. Tyler Perry can buy all of those developers.
Facts.
Ain't no way in the hell
he need to do that.
They got more money than Tyler Perry. His statement helped Wright garner support from actress Gabrielle
Buy her
Dennis,
crib and just be like, "Here, lady."
former Food Network star Neely, gospel singer Tina Campbell, rapper Meek Mill. It's over with. The GoFundMe page currently has more than 250,000 in donations. We encourage people to contribute. We have a new goal. It's around, I think, 350,000 once all calculations were done. So we're going to try to make sure that we get it to that number. I encourage you to give what you can. The developer is suing Ms. Wright
Imminent Domain.
after a series of disputes over property line issues. Wright's family says the litigation is intended to coerce her into selling her home. Wright's granddaughter, Sharice Graves, started the GoFundMe to help combat the legal fees. Very thankful for all of the people, including celebrities, who decided to get involved. But they got involved after you got involved, after everyday people got involved, after the voice was amplified beyond the local market of Hilton Head to the national press, national media. This is affecting change, yes. Should this happen? Of course not. Should there be a policy protecting a 93-year-old woman in her home from rich developers who simply want to make more money? Yes.
I think so.
It is a policy fix. It should be.
I think so.
But when there is no policy to fix it, there must be a person. I'm thankful
because
for
she can
everybody's
pass that
continued
on.
support.
I seen her in the middle. That's funny.
Sharing thoughts here.
I seen
She's
her
beautiful.
in the,
I'd love her to be
I
my
think that,
grandma. She's
like,
all of our grandmas. And
like they need to go ahead and do that shit. Tyler Perry know his punk ass need to go ahead and drop some bread on her shit and buy that shit for that old lady, cause like that shit wrong as fuck. Cause she could they prey on the elderly, man, cause they think they ain't got nobody to give this stuff to her to pass down, when that could be further from the truth. Like, we have plenty of relatives and ancestors. I guarantee she got ancestors that she could pass that property down to, and it would be black owned. It's already black owned. It's her property. These motherfuckers will try any fucking thing, man, to get your shit, man. Or to knock us out, man. Like I'm saying, man. Y'all, man, listen. Every time I see and hear shit like this, y'all remember, where is this? What? Let me try to work some magic. This is the fucking scene that I see all the time. This, I swear, they ain't gonna show the right one. I don't know nothing else to call this nigga but rock. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, this shit right here. Every fucking time I hear this shit, man, or I see this shit, the only thing comes to my fucking mind is this shit right
Hi
here.
there, big dogs.
Like,
Trying
on
to get
me.
home.
Like, the only thing that come to my mind is this fucking scene right here, dog.
Because it is, you know, I can see it now. You can go up there.
I don't care if they, what's the name? I want y'all to hear this shit because this is real, and this was fucking 20 years ago, man, and this shit still is today. Watch.
You know how I
Listen.
feel about my black women. Now, why you gonna throw that on me? I ought to take you outside and knock you out right now.
Hey, boy. I brought you in. I'll take you out.
Yeah, okay. What's up, Kane?
This shit is so real, man. It's exactly how I feel, man. I'm gonna leave y'all with this tonight, man. I thank y'all for coming through, for sliding through, man. Like I said, man, I love y'all. Love somebody. You know what I'm saying?
What y'all talking about? Not much, just chatting.
Be there for your peoples. Protect our queens, man. Leave them bitches alone. Don't get me wrong. Leave them hoes and the bitches alone, nigga. They lost. They gone. But protect our queens, my nigga. Protect our queens. We need them. You know what I'm saying? You know who the queens is.
Like your cousin, maybe?
Protect them. We need them.
Well, Sharif tells me him and Stacy have been trying to get you to leave.
So y'all already know this is one of my favorite movies, man. I'm not even getting monetized at this point. Like, I really don't care.
I don't
like,
know about no Kansas.
I don't know if it's no
you know,
copyrights
I
or whatever, but I'm just viewing. We
teasing
viewing.
Sharif about that
We
before
checking
you
this
came
shit
in.
up.
But
But I
what
want
are you
y'all to
gonna
listen
do
to
if
what
you
he's
stay?
saying, and it's right here.
You know,
It kind of starts here, man.
Kinds of shit.
Listen to this.
Before he found the nation. Now, I'm no Muslim, but I agree with some of the things they say regarding black people. And if Allah helps to make him a better man than Jesus can, then I'm all for it.
It's a whole other topic too. That Bible they gave us.
So what you trying to say, Mr. Butler?
Whatever changes you have to make, then you just do it. You got to think about your life. Being a black man in America isn't easy. The hunt is on. And you're the prey.
Very, very, very profound, bro. 20-something, probably 30 fucking years old. This movie was in the 90s. It's gotta be damn. But that's what's going on right now. Right now, man. We the fucking prey, man. The hunt is on. We the prey. Y'all niggas better wise up. Open them motherfucking eyes, man. Realize what's going on around you. For real. Think about that shit every time. Every time some weird shit happen, man, go back to that shit. Go back to that clip, man. That shit mean a whole lot. That shit hit. What they say? That shit hit different. That shit hit different, man. Anyway, man, y'all know what it is, man. PG the Hustler, man. Talking shit, episode 72. Thank you for sliding through, man. Thank you for, supporting your boy, man. All my people that come through, I really do. I'm finna do some shit in 2 weeks, cause nobody got the trivia that me and Dirty did. I'm finna do some shit. I need y'all. I need Stephen Cotton and I need Duran Blakely to go ahead and hit my YouTube, hit my inbox, email me y'all's address or whatever. I can send y'all some shit, man. I'm about to send y'all some merch. We finna get this shit cracking, man. We getting ready to elevate this show, man. I'm in some works with a couple people about using the studio. I want to get back to having all of my people together. I miss all of my folks, but I gotta keep the show rolling. Everybody's doing different things, so what I might do is come on and have people co-host with me, and we sit around and we kick the shit, we talk the shit, like we talk shit in our own way. So I'm getting ready, of course. It's our show, so I'm getting ready to change some shit up again. We do have a couple people that's out of state, but my people that are in the same state with me, I want to get us all together and do something, and get this shit back on the road, man. I'm kind of missing the days of old when we first started, and I got to get back to that. I think the viewers deserve that. So, like I said, we got some shit coming up, man. I'm gonna try to get this shit together. But y'all DM me y'all info, and I'm gonna definitely get some merch out there to y'all. And then keep on, man. Keep tapping in, man. And you know, PG the Hustler on all fucking DSPs. Go check a couple things out. In my own lane is coming out soon. I'm waiting on some technical shit just to get some stems back from another song. I'm getting ready to drop another single, and then the album will be out. I promise you, it will be out before the summer is over. Okay, so we in August. So by the end of August, let's shoot for end of August or something. I'll give y'all the official fucking stuff when I put everything together, man. So enough of that, man. Enough of me, man. Y'all go ahead and finish doing what the fuck y'all was doing for the rest of the night. Thank you for tapping in, man. I really, really greatly appreciate y'all spending this time with us. And we'll see y'all next week, man. Peace. Love.